Yo, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. Y'all, my name is Jose. How's everybody doing this evening, man? Listen, it's Friday, April 4th, 2025. It's 11:44 p.m., y'all. Right, y'all already know what it is, right? So let me go grab the message. Y'all already know, bro. Let me go grab this message, bro. Confirmation, bro. All right, so look, this message is from Tia from the Octorian Council of Five, right? The question was, hold on. The question was, what can we be doing to prep for New Earth? And what they said was the next phase of your Earth mission is about to begin. So that's what this message is going to be about. So shout out to Tia, shout out to the Arcturians, shout out to the Arcturian Council. This was channeled by Brianna Beat. And it doesn't show who narrated, but it's gonna be narrated by me, by Yahweh, right? So we Gucci, bro. Right. So that's what it is, y'all. I hope everybody had a beautiful Friday, bro. I know I did, bro. Right. Tomorrow's on, boy. Listen to me. It's on tomorrow, bro. It's on tomorrow, bro. So today's topic. Look, today's live is not gonna be that long, bro. I'm gonna talk some shit and then I'm gonna go into the message and I'm leaving, bro. I gotta go to sleep. I got somewhere to go tomorrow. So, with that said, bro, I want to talk about prayer again because yesterday we talked a little bit about becoming the prayer, and I want to talk about what we were taught and how it's wrong, right? Basically, right. So, what did they teach us? What did they teach us? They taught us to pray. Right? They told you to get on your knees, right? They told you to, pray to God, right? Ask him for everything, worship your father, worship, you gotta worship him. So I wanna talk about this word, worship. People have different ideas and opinions about what worship means. I'm not here to debate anyone. I'm not here to, tell anyone they're wrong. I'm not here to tell anyone they're right. I'm not here to argue nobody's point. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here to tell you that worship is not something that we were supposed to do. You were never supposed to do that. You're not supposed to worship anyone. Listen to me, bro. You're not supposed to worship anyone, bro. So with that said, they taught you to worship. But think about what they taught you, bro. They taught you to worship a God that doesn't exist. You understand me? The God doesn't exist. Has any of you look, has any of you ever in your lifetime, listen to me, your whole lifetime, have you ever connected to God by worshiping him, bro? Has any of you ever held a conversation with God, bro? Anybody? Can anybody here say that they held a conversation with God, bro? I highly doubt it. You know why? Because you worship. You worship, bro. And as long as you worship, God will never talk to you. God will never talk to you because you're not supposed to do that. So, what the fuck you mean? Right? What do you mean? We're not supposed to worship. What are we supposed to do? You become the prayer, bro. You become the prayer. See, being divine is stepping into your power. It's becoming the God that you are. Once you realize that you're one with Source, you're just stepping into who you are, bro. You understand me? So you don't worship yourself. I mean, you can. You could worship yourself. That's allowed. They allow that. But you're not allowed to worship anybody outside of you, bro. So, that God that you're praying to, that you were taught to pray to, that don't live inside of you, that God doesn't exist. The God that does exist is in there. He's in there, bro. He's in here, bro. He's in here, bro. Right? That's the real God, bro. And that God told me that we don't worship. He told me you don't never get on your knees with nobody, nigga. Nobody, nigga. You are me. That nigga said, you are me. You don't ever do that shit, bro. You walk as me, bro. So what do you do when God tells you that? You walk as me, bro. You are me, bro. So with that said, we were misled. We were not taught properly about what this place is. We were not taught properly about how to connect to our higher selves, how to connect to our divinity, right? How to tap into it, right? Now there's a lot of people who claim a lot of things. I can do this, I can do that, I have these abilities, and these people are full of shit. They're full of shit, bro. You know, Somebody was talking about love and light. I saw a post, bro. This nigga said something about love and light, but then said he's drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels, right? So this doesn't make any sense because how can you sit there and say love and light, but you also saying that you love Jack Daniels? Divine beings don't drink alcohol, bro. We drink wine. We drink wine, bro. We don't drink alcohol, bro. Jack Daniels is alcohol, lowers your vibration, bro. It's not of the earth. It's not of the earth, bro. That was made in the lab. So with that said, it's not healthy for you. It lowers your vibration. It does nothing for you, bro. So this is a real easy way for you to distinguish the real from the fake, right? You're never gonna hear a light worker telling you to go drink a bottle of alcohol, bro. Right? Look, light workers could be clean individuals, right? We don't have to smoke cigarettes, we don't have to smoke weed, we don't have to vape, we don't have to drink, we don't have to do none of that shit. However, light workers are also allowed to use psychedelics. Marijuana is a psychedelic. Mushrooms, tabs, DMT, right? Salvia, right? There's a whole bunch of psychedelics, bro. That's perfectly legal. Listen to me. It's not legal by your government, but in the spiritual world, in heaven, it's okay. We're allowed to do that. We're allowed to smoke weed. We're allowed to take mushrooms. We're allowed to do DMT. We're allowed to do this, bro. We're allowed to do this. It's okay. It helps you. It helps you, bro. It helps your mind, bro. It's not an addictive drug. It's medicine, bro. Right? So how do we pray? How do we pray? Like, they taught us wrong. They didn't teach us the right way to pray. So how do we pray, bro? How the fuck do we become a prayer? How you expect me to become a prayer, bro? I don't know how to do that. So you're not supposed to know how to do it. You learn how to do it. You're supposed to learn how to do it. So with that said, the beginning steps to learning how to do it would be to meditate. You need to meditate. You need to ask yourself that question, bro. Don't ask nobody else. Don't run around asking people. You need to sit down in silence and ask yourself. Ask your higher self. Ask your divine self to help you, bro. You understand? Your divine self will tell you everything you need to know. Your divine self will teach you. In time you're gonna know because you taught yourself how to do it. You understand how that works? You gotta, co-create with your higher self. Your higher self is divine. That's God. Believe it or not, bro. So, why you getting off topic? Why you getting off topic, bro? I need you to tell me how to pray properly, bro. So, becoming the prayer, you know. I can't sit here and tell you I know how to do it. See confirmation. I can't sit here and tell you I know how to do it. I can tell you I have an idea of what I think I need to do. Right. And with that said, I believe I told you guys this already, man. You gotta ask with your heart, bro. Right? You gotta be open to receive. You got, when you speak to God, when you talk to God, you gotta speak with your feelings, with your emotions. You gotta pour your heart out, bro. Right? That's the only time God's gonna listen. It's when you utilize your mind, your heart, with your mind. So that's how you become the prayer, bro. Listen to me. And this is what I believe. That's how you become the prayer, is by connecting your mind with your heart and then releasing whatever it is you need to release. Or ask whatever it is you want to ask with those feelings, with those emotions. Right? That's the way, bro. So copy that, steal that, bro. Right? Steal that, bro. Go teach that, bro. So what else, bro? Excuse me. Wow. So I dropped the chopper song. It was my first attempt at chopping. Right? I'm learning how to chop. I'm teaching myself how to chop, bro. I'm creating a chopper style for myself. So with that said, I wrote this rap, and I was trying to put the words together, so I could rap fast. Mandara Uchila. Hi, don't smoke. You don't like me smoking, you could leave, bro. This is my channel. We do what the fuck I want to do here, bro. So, what was I talking about, bro? What was I talking about? Let me see. Coming to prayer. Utilizing your mind and your heart in order to connect the source, in order to be able to learn what you need to learn. This is a solo rescue mission. You know. Oh, I was talking about my rap. See, I'll be tripping, bro. So I wrote this rap, this chopper rap, and it didn't come out perfect, bro. But I don't care. I really don't care. To be honest with you, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm having fun, bro. You hear me? I'm having a blast, bro. This shit is funny shit, bro. So as I teach myself how to chop, you're gonna get more and more music with me rapping faster and faster, bro. I'm getting there. I believe I'm getting there, bro. My words are becoming clearer. I'm learning how to put them together. I'm learning how to flow. So whatever. I released the chopper video yesterday, and then this morning, look what I did this morning, bro. I wrote this song, right? I wrote this song, and I came in the studio. I recorded the song, and then I made a dance video for it. I made a dance video for it, bro. So I did it right, and I dropped the chopper video first. I dropped the chopper video first, and then I waited, and then and then I dropped the new one. So right after I dropped the new one, I came back in the studio and I wrote another song. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I didn't write another song. I went and found one of my old ones that I wrote a long time ago, and I just redid it. I redid it over a different beat with a different cadence, with a different everything. So I did that, and I recorded a video of me sitting in my studio recording the song. So I might release it that way, which is how I released the top video. I might release it that way, or I might go outside. I think I'm gonna go outside, bro, because I gave y'all one in the studio. I gave y'all one with me dancing. So I think the next thing for me to do will be to go in the mountains, right, and give y'all a mountain video, right? Give you a video of me out in nature with Mother Nature, bro. So I'm gonna do that, bro. uh, I didn't make that particular beat. I didn't make that beat. I found it, right? I got so many instrumentals on my computer, bro. I be forgetting. Like, I got shit on there. So I went on there today and I was just like picking random beats and seeing what I got, bro. And so I found this beat. It was an upbeat. It was, it was dope, bro. So, I wrote to it, bro. Right. And then, I found another one and I just like redid an old one I did. I called it the remix. I just called it the remix. I don't give a fuck, bro. So I'm gonna wake up early in the morning and we're going to Denver, bro. We're gonna ride to Denver, bro. We're gonna go hang out in Denver, bro. So I'm gonna go to Denver tomorrow and pass out some cards, right? Holler at some people. I linked up with like two different producers, bro. I'm about to anyway. I'm about to link up with two different producers, bro. So the music is gonna get better. The sound quality is gonna be so much better. So things is looking good, bro. I gotta make things happen. So I'm working on it, right? I'm reaching out to people. I'm doing my best to connect with people, and I'm gonna put myself out there, bro. Right? I have to, bro. There's nothing else to do here, bro. This working shit is for the birds. This shit is for the birds, bro. Fuck y'all niggas, man. It's the NPCs, bro. So, what else, bro? I should be able to find shrooms tomorrow. So, I'm excited about that, bro. Right. There's a dance video I did that I want to drop that I haven't gotten to drop, bro. But I will, bro. I will, bro. Right. So look, I'm taking requests, right? If you guys want me to perform to any songs you haven't seen me perform to, you got a favorite song, right? Whatever, right? You got a favorite song, or you just never seen me perform to a certain song and you would like to see me perform to that song. Feel free to, leave a comment on one of my pages, and let me know, right? Drop an artist and a song name. You could drop a link. You could DM me a link, right? And I'll save it. I'll save it. And when I go on my next trip, I'll do something with it, right? That's what I do, bro. This nigga says, hi, don't smoke. I don't even know who you are, bro. Right? I don't even know who you are, bro. Uh, what else, bro? What else, bro? Mr. Shadow sleeping, bro. Whatever. I'm not even gonna fuck around, bro. I told y'all niggas I'm tired. I gotta wake up and I got a long ass drive tomorrow, bro. So, I am Tia of Arcturus. I'll speak with you now. We have been observing those of you who identify as starseeds, and we have noticed something interesting. The older the starseed, the deeper the void that you often find yourselves drawn into. Many of you who are ancient souls in human form feel a great need for solitude. You seek the comfort of your own energy in a silent space of introspection. In the void of aloneness, you feel safe and soothed as if the quiet emptiness is a refuge from the dense vibrations of the world around you. We understand that being alone can feel not only comforting but necessary for you at times as it allows you to retreat from the chaos and to remember who you truly are at your core. Indeed, spending time alone can be immensely nourishing for star seeds and old souls. In your solitude, you are able to commune with your own soul, with your guides, and with the high dimensional aspects of yourself without distraction. You fill up your energetic reserves in these moments of quiet. Often, you do this deliberately or even unconsciously because interacting with the outside world can drain those reserves. If the interactions are not in alignment with your energy, we observe that many of you have very sensitive energy fields. You might use the term empathic or open chakras. And so the hustle and bustle of human society can feel overwhelming. Being alone gives you the opportunity to ground yourself and to restore your vitality. It is in that alone time that you process the energies you picked up and release what is not yours. In the peaceful solitude, you reconnect to the source within you and you remember your multidimensional nature. This is especially true for those of you who struggle with feeling at home on earth. Solitude becomes an oasis where you can breathe and simply be because of this, many starseeds find it far more nourishing to be on their own rather than to engage in what you often call small talk or surface level interactions. You have learned that not all conversations is equal in vibration. The chit chat and casual engagements that many humans participate in can feel quite draining or pointless to you. It is not that you do not love other people, it is that your soul is ready for a deeper exchange, something real and soul nourishing and absent. At death, you would rather be alone so you can retreat. You find greater replenishment in meditation and creativity in connecting with nature or with the stars than in being at a party or socializing for the sake of it. Many of you have tried to fit in with the usual social activities and found them lacking. It is as if your inner being says, "This isn't feeding me." And so you return to the quiet of your own sacred space. We want you to know that we do not judge you for this. In fact, taking that time for yourself is a beautiful act of self love and self care. It has served you well to know when to withdraw from energies that are not resonant with you. You have a saying that quality matters more than quantity. And that is especially true for when it comes to companionship, when genuine, heartfelt exchange can sustain you far more than dozens of shallow interactions ever could. Hold on one second. This is because deep down, you remember what true unity and soul level communion feels like. From your experience in the higher realms and lifetimes having once known that level of connection, you cannot be satisfied with anything superficial. So you honor your preferences for depth over quantity as a reflection of your soul's wisdom, rather than seeing it as a flaw. However, we also want to gently remind you that you did not incarnate on earth to walk the path completely alone. While solitude and internal exploration are vital, you are also meant to experience connection as a human being. You knew before you came into this life that you would be surrounded by billions of other souls in human form. This was not an accident. It was part of the plan. Yes, even the most ancient and solitary of souls comes to earth with the intention of sharing this journey with others to some extent. You are there to contribute your energy to the collective and to receive the energies of others as well. Humans as a species are inherently social beings. You thrive in communities and collectives. It is built into your very nature as physical creatures, as souls who seek reunion with the whole. Even if you consider yourself introverted or a lone wolf, there are members of your soul family incarnated alongside you that you are meant to reconnect with. There are profound lessons and blessings that can only unfold through relationships and interactions with others on your planet. Yes, we understand that many of you have felt the sting of being different, of not quite fitting in with the society around you. As starseeds, you may have grown accustomed to a sense of isolation because those around you might not fully understand you or share your cosmic perspective. This feeling of not belonging has, in many cases, prompted you to withdraw even further, seeking solace in your own company, where you don't have to explain yourself or compromise your truth. It is completely understandable. We see how hard it has been at times for you to find kindred spirits who resonate with your values, your interests, and your level of awareness. And so the void of solitude has become even more attractive. It feels simpler, cleaner, and more within your control. In the quiet void, you don't have to feel the disappointment of a conversation that doesn't meet you at the level you like, or the awkwardness of being misunderstood in the silence of your own heart. You find a calm purity, a peace that is hard to match in the external world. We acknowledge all of this. We want you to acknowledge it too, without judgment for yourself. It is okay that you have needed to be alone. It is okay that in many ways solitude has been your safest haven in a world that often felt alien to you. Yet, even as we acknowledge the comfort of solitude, we must encourage you now to remember the bigger picture. You did not come to earth solely to hide away. No matter how cozy your cave or void of isolation may be, you came to shine your light. And light is meant to radiate around and touch others. If you keep it hidden only within the confines of your own little world, you are not fully allowing your soul to do what it came here to do. We say this not to pressure you, but to invite you to expand. There is so much potential within you that can only be realized when you engage with others in a meaningful way. Many of you are healers, guides, or simply beacons of a higher vibration. How can you fulfill those roles if you remain completely isolated? Even the wisest hermit eventually comes down from the mountain, and even the monk in the monastery shares wisdom with fellow monks or with the villagers in need. In the same way, you are being gently nudged by the universe now to step a little bit more out of your comfortable void and into the shared reality of human relationships. You are not here to suffer through loneliness. You are here to find your fellow travelers and walk alongside them to give, to receive love and support and wisdom in your modern world. It is true that technology has created the appearance of connections on a scale previously unknown in humanity history. You can send messages across the globe in an instant. You can share your thoughts and see the lives of countless others every day. And yet many of you feel more alone and isolated than ever, despite the digital connectivity. Why is that? From our perspective, we see that while you are more virtually connected, much of the connection is happening on the mental or informational level rather than through the heart. There is an energetic quality to in-person or heart-to-heart connections that simply cannot be fully replicated through a screen or a string of text. Many of you have hundreds of friends or followers online, yet you might not have anyone you feel truly seen by or able to be your full self with. The superficial sharing of news and updates does not equate to the sharing of souls. And having so many people plugged into your life energetically through social media can actually scatter your energy. We perceive it. We perceive that it can even affect your auric field as you unconsciously manage the attention of so many others. It is no wonder that despite being seemingly connected to more people than ever, you might feel a profound loneliness or disconnection underneath it all. We also observe that many of you are filling your days with constant chatter, whether through online interactions or superficial in person conversations, and yet you still feel an emptiness. You could be talking to people all day long, responding to messages, commenting on posts, chatting about the weather or the latest happenings, and still sense that something essential is missing. That missing element is the genuine heart connection, the feeling of true community and understanding. Physical presence carries a vibration. When you sit with someone you care about, there is an exchange of energy through eye contact, through voice and laughter, through subtle body language, even through touch. These are experiences that feed the human soul in a very direct way. A warm hug from a dear friend, a compassionate ear listening to you in person, or simply sharing space in comfortable silence. These have a nourishing quality that no amount of online interaction can substitute. Your bodies and energy fields create this kind of contact more than you might realize. It grounds you and reminds you that you are part of a larger whole. Without it, the mind may trick you into feeling separate and alone, even when in theory you are connected with many. Some of you have become so accustomed to being self sufficient that you might not realize how much you need these simple human moments until you experience them again. But when you finally allow yourself to receive a sincere hug, to laugh with a friend in person, or to share your heart with someone face to face after a long stretch of solitude, you will feel a profound relief. You will recognize in that moment how nourishing such contact is to your soul, as it fills a void you may have ignored the time you may have ignored. The time has come, dear ones, to step out of the void of isolation, at least by a few steps, and reach out to those around you in the physical world. We encourage you to gently come out of your cave and engage with life in a more tangible way. This does not mean you must suddenly become a social butterfly or overwhelm yourself with gatherings. It can start with small, meaningful actions. Perhaps you can reconnect with a family member or a friend who lives nearby and invite them for a face to face conversation or a walk in nature. Perhaps you could join a local group or attend a small community event that aligns with your interests, something that attracts like minded people where you might find conversations that inspire you. Stepping out of your void means allowing yourself to be seen and heard by others who are physically present with you and allowing yourself to see and hear them in return. It is a vulnerable step, we know. After being in your own safe space for so long, it can feel intimidating to put yourself out there. But start small and trust that even a little bit of genuine connection will uplift you. You might be surprised at how refreshing it is to share a laugh with someone or to talk about something meaningful with another soul in person. It can remind you that you aren't actually as alone as you thought. Over time, each connection you courageously make will build your confidence and comfort with being seen. What once felt daunting can even become a source of joy as you discover that there truly are people who resonate with your energy and appreciate you exactly as you are. We are emphasizing this now because the energies are ripe for new connections, especially those that are heart centered and soul aligned. In this moment of your time, especially in a part of your world you call the Western Hemisphere, you are in the season of spring. Spring is a time of awakening, of new life emerging from the darkness of winter. It is a further window for growth and for planting new seeds that will blossom in the months to come. We see this not just in the terms of your flora and fauna, but in the energetic opportunities around you. During this spring window, there is an opening for you to make new connections that can profoundly impact your journey. The vibrations of renewal, rebirth, and blossoming are all around, encouraging you to open your heart like a flower opens to the sun. The earth itself is supporting this process as the natural world awakens and blossoms. It sends out vibrations that nudge you to come out of your shell and bloom within your relationships as well. It is no accident that you might feel an inner stirring to connect with others. Now that urge is perfectly aligned with the divine timing of these energies of renewal. Even if you are reading this from a part of the world where it is not spring, you can tap into the energy of renewal that is present in the collective consciousness at this time. The start of any new season is a powerful shift, and in the case of spring, the shift is toward expansion and coming together after the quiet hibernation of winter. Thus, it is an ideal time to reach out to seek out your soul community and to form or strengthen the bonds that will support you. Finding those soul aligned connections, it is essential for the next phase of your personal and collective evolution. You have done a lot of inner work in the void. Now it is time to complement that inner work with outer connections. Think of it as the next phase of your mission on Earth. In order to anchor in the high frequency energies you carry, it often requires collaboration and unity with others of similar vibration. When you join your energy with another in a heart-centered way, the result is exponential. The whole world becomes more than the sum of its parts. This is why you will find the working or sharing in groups dedicated to spiritual growth or service can feel so powerful and uplifting. It is because the energies are combining and magnifying each other in this next phase. Many of you will be called to gather in some form, whether informally with friends or in larger collective projects to create something new for Earth and humanity. This marks a shift in the collective spiritual journey. The era of the lone spiritual seeker is yielding to an era of united souls, groups, co-creating a new earth together. In essence, you are moving on to timelines where unity and collaboration are becoming the norm, and where spiritual growth occurs in concert with others rather than in isolation. Soul aligned connections. Those relationships that resonate on the deeper level will act as catalysts for you. They will inspire you, activate dormant parts of you, and help you see more clearly the next steps on your path. Likewise, you will do the same for them. Together, you and your fellow starseeds and lightworkers will weave a network of light across the planet. It is incredibly resilient and impactful. This is the part of how unity consciousness is birthed among humans, though through one connection at a time, going into a web of love and mutual support. Now is the time, dear starseeds, to take the courageous step of emerging from your solitude, just enough to allow these connections to manifest. You have done the preparation internally. You have cultivated your inner light in the quiet. Think of that solitude as the seed stage, and now think of connection as the blooming stage. The world needs your flowers now. Not hidden in the ground, but out in the open where others can experience their beauty and fragrance. Yes, there is a vulnerability. There is a vulnerability in blooming, for once you blossom, you are seen. But there is also great reward. You will join yourself to the bees and butterflies of human interaction, the sweetness of friendship, the cross-pollination of ideas, the warmth of shared experiences. We invite you to ask yourself a simple yet profound question. How can you connect with more people? Find your tribe at this time. Sit with that question in your heart. Feel into it. Your intuition, your inner guidance will spark ideas and opportunities, perhaps urging you to visit a certain place, to reach out to a particular person, or to say yes to an invitation. You might otherwise decline it. It could be as simple as smiling at a stranger, striking up a conversation, or as significant as moving to a new city or joining a spiritual community. Whatever it may be, trust the impulses that encourage connection, for they are leading you toward the tribe that has been waiting for you, as much as you have been waiting for them. Excuse me. We want to assure you that you are not going to lose yourself by connecting with others. Rather, you will find even more of yourself. Each soul you meet that resonates with you will reflect back to you an aspect of the divine that perhaps you hadn't fully recognized within yourself. True soul connections do not diminish your light, they amplify it. You will need your alone time, of course. We are not suggesting that you abandon the sanctuary of solitude. That is so restorative for you. It is all about balance. Feel when it is time to retreat and when it is time to gently extend the hand outward to another. Let your heart be the guide, and it's for you. Your heart is the center that bridges your human self and your divine self, and it knows the way. We in the higher realms, including all of us in the Arcturian Council of Five and so many other beings of love and light, are supporting you in this endeavor. We are sending you energetic encouragement, heart openings, and synchronistic nudges to bring you together with your soul family members. You are never truly alone. We and countless unseen friends are always with you, but now it is time for you to experience the joy of not being alone in the human sense as well. It is time to feel the warmth of a shared journey, to hear someone say, I understand you, and know they truly mean it because they are like you. This is what awaits you in the next chapter of your life on earth. And know that from our perspective, each time two or more of you join together in love and mutual understanding, a beautiful ripple is sent throughout the cosmos. We in the higher realms are overjoyed to witness these soul family reunions, for they are a sure sign of the great awakening unfolding on your world. If you are listening to this, beloved ones, you needed to. I leave you now. I am Tia of Arcturus. So shout out to Tia, bro. That was a beautiful message, bro. Right? And you know, it's talking about making connections. It's talking about establishing your soul tribe, bro. Right? Reaching out to people, finding like-minded souls, bro. And that's weird, bro. To me, bro, that's crazy, bro. If y'all knew what I was doing today, bro, right? That's crazy that, they telling us to do that because I was already doing that, bro. That's some wild shit, bro. Right, so whatever, that was dope. Listen to me, I love y'all, bro. I hope y'all have a beautiful weekend, bro. I'm gonna come back. I don't know if I'm gonna come back tomorrow, but I'm gonna come back as soon as I can. I love y'all, bro. Later.